It is the big watch along der Klassiker Bundesliga Round 7. Bayern Munich against the likes of Borussia Dortmund. Bundesliga Round 7, and it is the der Klassiker. We will be having the watch along, and this is RAMSAY. What a derby weekend which we are having. What a derby weekend which we are having on our stream. It is back to back three big derbies which we are having a watch this weekend, and now it is the Bundesliga derby which we are going to be watching. Oh my goodness, what is that going to be the outcome of this derby, Der Klassiker live? What is that we are going to be witnessing? Bayern Munich, are they going to win that, or it is going to be Borussia Dortmund who is going to be winning that? We are just having the watch along as well as the predictions, but let me put that poll on over here onto our chat. Let me put that poll onto our chat, that who is going to be winning this. Let me put our poll, guys. Let me put our poll onto the chat, that who is going to be winning this Der Klassiker. It is the derby weekend which we are having a watch, but before that, the lineups are over here for Bayern Munich, and putting more into this, let me put this onto our poll, that who is going to be winning that. Which team is going to be winning the derby, the Klassiker Bundesliga Round 7, Bayern Munich against the likes of Borussia Dortmund? That is what we are going to be witnessing that. But let me put that poll onto our chat, that who is going to be winning that. Who wins Der Klassiker tonight? That is the poll which we are going to have. And the question now which has been put on, I mean not the question, it is the poll now which has been pinned onto our chat. Who wins Der Klassiker tonight? This is going to be Bayern Munich. The first option is. The second option is that it is going to be Borussia Dortmund, the yellow wall. Are they going to be winning this under Nico Kovacs, or whether that is going to be a draw? It is the third option. Now the poll is over here live, that who is going to be winning this, whether this is going to be Bayern Munich winning this, whether it is going to be Borussia Dortmund winning this, or it is going to be a draw. But Bayern has been undefeated throughout this season, and definitely they won't be having any sort of worries, to be precise. But whether this game is going to be in favor of Bayern, or whether this game is going in favor of Borussia Dortmund with the lineups which Vincent company has chosen, give your votes, guys. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching, you are welcome to this live poll as well as this live watch along which we are having of Bayern and Dortmund in the Der Klassiker. A warm welcome to every one of you, and this is RAMSAY. Soon we will be analyzing the lineups, and then we will be having the watch along. 15 minutes left for the kickoff. It is 15 minutes still left for the kickoff to happen. Oh my goodness, we have been starting getting those votes already on our poll. Look at that. But let me just check those links whether they are working or not. Let me check those links whether they are working or not. Let me check those links whether they are working or not. Yes, the links are working, my boys. The links are working. The links are already working. The links have already started working on our platform. My goodness, look at that. The links are working, my boys. The links are already working, and now we will be moving on to the lineups. The Klassiker is now over here. Bundesliga, Bayern Dortmund. Yes, it is. The feed is not working, my boys. The feed is not working. The feed is not working, but look at the lineups for both the teams which has been decided. Oh my goodness, it is the same lineup. Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, Jackson, Mikel Olise, the Marvel Man, and Nicholas Jackson have been picked. It is not Serge Gnabry. Serge Gnabry hasn't been picked in the lineup for Bayern today. And it is Nicholas Jackson, Chelsea man, who showed his true colors in the red and white against Chelsea, now have been given that starting lineup. Nicholas Jackson is the man who is there in the lineups. What more could you expect? Serge Gnabry, he is on a different form and he is looking revamped, but he hasn't been picked, and it is Nicholas Jackson who has been picked for today in the starting lineup. Look at that, it is Nicholas Jackson. And apart from that, if you talk about Pavlovkic is there on the mid pitch, Kimmich is there, Jonathan Tah and Upamecano, the same usual centre back pairing, Lima on the left backs, and Sacha Boy is being given those starting lineup opportunities, and Vincent Kompany is sticking to that. Manuel Neuer on the goalkeeping aspects, that is what the thing is. But the injuries for Bayern will be the likes of Jamal Musiala, Bambi, Joseph Stanisic, Hiroki Ito, Alphonso Davies. But Bambi is on a recovery mode. If we show on for that, look at the injuries. If we are talking about Bastian Dankert is the referee for today's game. This man, Bastian Dankert, will be good enough from Bundesliga. This man, Bastian Dankert, German, the country of origin, he is been doing good, but the unavailability of players, if we are talking about for Bayern, it is a big mess to be talking about. Bayern are having those lethal injuries. Look at that. It is Stanisic who is on a 47% recovery. It is Alphonso Davies who is almost completely recovered. Alphonso Davies, it is the likes of Hiroki Ito, it is the likes of Jamal Musiala, Bambi. They can be seen in the next 20 to 25 days. Any time they will be seen making those comebacks into the team. Joseph Stanisic, when he is going to make that comeback, still 47% on those recoveries. Alphonso Davies, only 0% left. He is almost completed in his healing of those ligament injuries. Hiroki Ito also with that broken foot and a fracture, he is also on that 0%. He is back from injuries very soon. And Jamal Musiala, that ankle injury which he got, is also on that 0%, and he will be seen returning to the squad. What a big good news that is for the German fans when these 4 players will be available for the team. But for Borussia Dortmund, if we talk about, it is Emre Can, it is Duran Ville. These are the 2 injuries which Niko Kovac couldn't have in it. But again, moving back to the lineup, look at that. It is Harry Kane and Jackson for Bayern in their lineups. That is the thing which Bavaria fans will be definitely wanting at. Oh my goodness, we have been getting those votes on our live poll. Bayern Munich has got 33% votes so far on our poll, which has been pinned onto the chat. Borussia Dortmund has got 33% votes onto our poll, which has been pinned, and a draw is also a 33%, which the fans are saying. But for the likes of Borussia Dortmund, look at their lineup over here under Niko Kovac. They have been building good, and Borussia Dortmund have been undefeated for the past 12 fixtures. If we talk about the fixtures of Borussia Dortmund, they have been really making that, and no denying the fact they have been really making that good. But looking at this lineup over here, look at that. It is the likes of Adeyemi and Guirassy who will be doing the talking in the forwards. Sabitzer, Gross, Felix Mecha, Ryerson, Svensson on the mid pitch. Anton Nicolas Sule is there in the centre backs. He is back from the injuries. And Nico Schotterbeck, all the transfer talkings which is going on, that whether Nico Schotterbeck is on the priority list for Bayern management to be making the transfer this winter or these summers is the thing which we'll be wanting to have. But we will be having that pool. Oh my goodness, the Give your votes, guys. We have been getting those votes on our live poll. We have been getting those votes on our live poll. So that is what the lineup is all about, and we have still left 7 minutes for the kickoff. Still, with 7 minutes to the kickoff, we show you some amazing facts regarding this fixture. Let us have a look at that. Let me put this off. But whether the attack of Nicolas Jackson be good enough in the Bundesliga will be the thought to watch for. Because if we are putting this off, look at the table of the Bundesliga over here. Look at this table over here. Bundesliga, Bayern and Dortmund. The fixture is going to be happening. Bayern at the top with 6 out of 6 wins. 25 goals they have scored. 3 is the goals they have conceded. Not bad. In 6 matches, 3 goals conceding, not at all bad. But 22 is the goal difference and they are on 18 points. Leipzig are making that good again with 16 points and they have lost 1 and drawn 1 out of their 7 fixtures. Stuttgart the same with 5 wins out of their 7, but 1 point behind Leipzig on a 15 point, and Dortmund still has a game in hand with 14 points. So Dortmund, if they are going to get 3 points, then they will be on the second spot, and if it is a loss for Dortmund, then they will be on that 4th spot. But a draw will make them closer to the 3rd spot with Stuttgart. That is what the thing is, the Bundesliga, the talking which is happening, and it is this referee who will be doing the talking for today's game. Whether this man, he is going to be good or not, Bastian Dankert, whether this man will be causing any upset or not, it is just 5 more minutes when the kickoff is about to happen, and we will be witnessing this Der Klassiker to be happening. That is what the Bundesliga derby is all about. But with all that, I will show you that new predictions of this. Where is this one? Yes, this one. Look at that in the preview of the matches. I mean, this is the analysis of both the teams. Look at that, Bayern and Dortmund. If we are saying it, it is all the win which is for Bayern to be getting that 55.9% win probability for Bayern, but a 20% is that for a draw. Maximum are saying that for a 2-1 or 3-2. That is what our predictions are for this game, and a win probability for Nico Kovac's Dortmund, that will be close to 23% win which Dortmund can have in this fixture. That is what the win probability is there for both the teams. That is what the win probability is for both the teams. But if we are talking about the head-to-head of both these teams coming in more, the last time when Bayern and Dortmund faced each other, it was a draw in the Bundesliga 24-25. It was a draw for both the away and the home fixtures. So the previous season, it was a draw. Vincent Kompany hasn't been able to register a win against Dortmund in the Bundesliga. It has been a draw from both the sides. But prior to that, in 2023-24, 2-0, Dortmund has won that, and Bayern winning it 4-0. In the away fixtures, both of them registered those wins. But the latest scoreline, which happened in the previous fixture, it was the goals of Maximilian Bayer and Anton. These were the 2 goals which Dortmund got, but Rafael Guerreiro and Serge Gnabry were the 2 goal scorers for Bayern in the previous clash between these 2 teams at the Allianz Arena. That has been the story. Whether it is going to be making that big or not. With this lineup, if we are talking Manuel Neuer on the goalkeeping aspects, Upamecano, Jonathan Tah, Laimer, Sacha Boey up against the likes of Svensson will be a good one. Adeyemi up against the likes of Upamecano, Guirassy up against the likes of Jonathan Tah, and the likes of Ryerson up against the likes of Laimer. But Laimer is being shifted to the left backs because Guerreiro, if we are talking about, is not having those long-term stay at Bayern, which is being decided by the Bayern management. and Lama on the left backs with Stanisic or Alfonso Davis coming in. Will Lama be going to the right backs, or it will be Sacha Boy, which Vincent Company will be sticking to? That is what the thing is. Give your votes, guys. Who will win the Der Klassiker tonight? It is the Der Klassiker Derby, Bundesliga Derby, which we will be watching for. And who is going to be winning that? But it is Gregor Kobel on the goalkeeping aspects for Dortmund, Nico Kovac with shorter back, Nicolas Sule and Anton. Three centre backs they are having. Shorter back will be moving on to the left. Nicolas Sule will be moving on to the right. Anton will be mostly staying on the mid part of the centre backs. The Derby Star ball is now seen on to our stream. Look at that. The Derby Star ball is now, the players are now seen coming onto the pitch. My boys, we will be showing the exact timeline of what is happening on the pitch as well, but after that kickoff. We'll be showing that after that kickoff. This is the final view of the lineups which you can avail over here. It is the final view of the lineups which you can have a final look of the lineups, and after this we will be moving on to the exact timeline what is happening on the page. We will be moving on to the exact timeline which is happening on the page. We will be moving on to that, but it is the referee. Will he be doing that justice? Whether the referee be doing that justice, Bastian Dankert, whether this man will be doing that justice for today is a big question. But Kane's hunger, will it be good enough? Will Kane's hunger be good enough? Give your votes, guys. Give your votes on our live poll. We have made our predictions and we are waiting for your live votes to be coming on to our poll. Vincent Company hasn't registered a win against Dortmund. That is the talking. Vincent Company hasn't got a win against Dortmund. That has been the story for Company. Will Company, with this new evolving and marvelous form, will he overcome that? Will Vincent Company overcome that? That is the thing which we are going to be witnessing. One minute left for the kickoff, my boys. Just 1 minute left for the kickoff. Is that going to be happening? 1 minute left for the kickoff. Is that going to be happening? Vincent Company hasn't registered a single win against Dortmund. That is what the story is. And with this marvelous form which man is having, will this be a halt, or is it Vincent Company going to get those big wins? Just 1 minute left for the kickoff. The kickoff has happened, my boys. The kickoff has happened. The kickoff has happened. The Bundesliga title race is on over here. It is to Lise. Kickoff has happened. 23 seconds, 30 seconds into this. Where is those cheeky piggy links? I'm searching for those cheeky piggy links, my boys. We have shared those cheeky piggy links, my boys. We have shared those cheeky piggy links. It is available on our social media platforms. You can have a watch from there. But now we will be showing the exact timeline, what is happening there on the pitch. Waiting for the exact timeline to be shown what is happening over here onto the pitch. Yes, it is the exact timeline now which we have got. The exact timeline which is now being shown on to our screen. Look at that. The kickoff has happened. It is 2 minutes into this. 2 minutes into the kickoff, and things are going good over here. Things are going good over here. It is Sacha Boy now on to our screen. Will Boy be good enough? Those of you who are watching, give your votes on our live poll which has been pinned on the chat. It has been passed. Harry Kane getting that. Mikel Olise on the edge of the box gets a chance to score. He has been blocked. In 2 minutes 30 seconds, it was Mikel Olise inside the box of the yellow wall, and he was close enough to get a shot, but it has been blocked. A defensive block. Mikel Olise got it, and he just couldn't take a shot, but he was inside the box. So close, a big opportunity it was for Mikel Olise in just under 2 minutes 30 seconds. In just under 2 minutes 30 seconds, a big opportunity you could say was that for Mikel Olise, and it was a pass coming in from Harry Kane. Look at that, it is Jackson who is staying high up towards the side of Mikel Olise. It is Luis Diaz and Harry Kane staying on the left part of the attacks. This time Lammer getting that. Luis Diaz getting that to Lammer again penetrating the defense. It is Jackson making a move. Look at that. He is looking aligned to Vincent Kompany. It is a shot being taken. Gregor Kobel blocking that shot from Joshua Kimmich is the moment in the Klassiker. The Bundesliga derby is already taking shots from Bayern into the yellow wall. A cross coming in. Corner being taken short to the far post. No, Jonathan Tah passing back. It is Lima again. Going for Sacha Boey. Back to Lima. Lima gets that ball rolling. Now it is Olise. Olise places that onto the mid-page for Luis Diaz, but no, that was not good enough. Dortmund trying to make some counters with the likes of RAMSAY, but Manuel Neuer high up and blocking that. It is Harry Kane again. Look at that. He is dropping so deep down. He places that ball for Olise. Olise places that. Jackson dropping it back. Kimmich goes for Jackson again. Jackson on the move. He is close to the edge of the box. He is trying to make some moves. He passes back again to Olise. Olise doing the creativity. Look at that. Olise with his passes. Kimmich and Harry Kane with their passes are just putting that pressure so high up against the yellow Dortmund wall. Olise again making that good enough. Pavlovic. Right mid-pitch is where the things are doing the talking. Sacha Boey again. Back to Olise. Goes for Kimmich. Pavlovic. Possession is on its peak and its best. Bayern, with their possession so far in 5 minutes of this game, is at their best of form at Allianz. Getting that. Lima. Pavlovic again. Back to Lima. Look at that move. It is some sort of a video game which is looking. It is some sort of a console game looking, and Bayern are just humiliating Dortmund at Alliance with their creativity, possession, and with those passes happening. But will this continue, or Bayern get those goals? Harry Kane into the box, goes in, gets a cut in, but Harry Kane not playing high up. Rather, he is making those passes from on the edge of the box. Luis Diaz this time. Back to Tah. Pavlovic. Pavlovich goes for Olise, but no, it is a header interception coming in. Gregor Kobel clearing the ball straight from his first touch. Olise getting that to Kimmich. Kimmich gets that to Tar this time. Tar is moving high up. He goes for Lammer, but look at that positioning of Harry Kane and Jackson. Harry Kane, Hat-trick Kane, and Jackie Jackson. Look at them. They are making that creative part looking good with their positioning aspects. It is Olise which Dortmund is man marking good with the aspects of Svensson. Lama goes that high up. Luis Diaz on the wings, trying to get past. Lama has got a touch. Goes for Pavlovic. Back to Jackson again. My goodness. Bayern are just extorting and putting that pressure high up, and they are just making the things talking. It is Wilson Odobert, the referee on the pitch, hasn't been just made any big movements on two over here at the Alliance. This is the thing which is looking talking. But what a game Bayern is showing. What a game Bayern is showing. I'm watching this gameplay which Bayern is having after a long time. This gameplay which Bayern is showing for today, I'm just witnessing to watch this after a long time. It is Luis Diaz up against the likes of Ryerson, and Olise is up against the likes of Svensson. That is where the fight is looking happening. And that is where Bayern have to be get clinical. Those of you who are watching, give your votes, guys. Give your votes on our live poll, which has been pinned onto the chat. Give your votes on our live poll, which has been pinned onto the chat. Gregor Kobel passing that. This time Anton not clearing that. I think a throw is going to be incoming. Olise is going to win that. Nico Schotterback, he is up against the likes of Olise. This is a fight which is looking happening. This is a fight which is looking happening. Nico Schotterback with his chances of coming to Bayern will be more solidified if he and Svensson are preventing Olise in those moves. That will be the thing to watch for. Svensson and Schotterback, if they are going to stop Mikel Olise, it will be hard work for Olise to be getting that. If the likes of Svensson and the likes of Schotterback are making those big moves, it will be a big one. This is absolutely a steady move which Bayern has so far got. Olise gets a shot. Gregor Kobel saves it. Luis Diaz, will he take it? He takes a shot. My goodness. Back to back, two save coming in. And it is Gregor Kobel who has done the talking. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It is Gregor Kobel who has saved that. How is this game going to unfold, my boys? How is this game going to unfold? Because so far, talking about both the teams, it is two shots which Bayern has so far got. It is two shots which Bayern so far has got in this. It is again a long ball coming in. Luis Diaz, Jackson, the speed is looking in. Diaz is there, but couldn't get a touch to the ball. Look at that. It is the position, it is the passes, it is the counters. Bayern are really making this count so big. Gregor Kobel has done a big job saving the shot from Elise and the likes of Luis Diaz. But look at that positioning of Harry Kane. He is so deep staying over there. He is absolutely staying on those attacking mid pitch. Achaboy getting that. It is again Kimmich going that for Jackson. Jackson is the man. He is pressing it on the spaces when Shotterback is getting those nerves high up against his own teammate Sevenson to block Olise. That is where Jackson is there. That is where Jackson is there. Nicholas Jackson with his speed has been implemented by Vincent Company because it is definitely Gnabry who has been replaced and it is Jackson who is there because Shotterback and Sevenson on their build up are looking to be making that goal. Look at this lineup if we are talking about. And those of you who are watching, give your votes on our live poll, guys. Give your votes on our live poll that who is going to win the Bundesliga derby, der Klassiker tonight. But look at that, the positioning where Jackson is playing it is where the likes of Sevenson and Shotterback are creating those opportunities. That is where Jackson is meant to be pressing it. That is where Jackson is meant to be pressing it high up against the likes of Kobel. It is a win-win situation. Olise getting that. No, Shotterback has got that. Sachaboy placing it again. Will this be a win-win situation? 14 minutes 30 seconds. Bayern have been fantastico in this Der Klassiker so far. But the thing is what? A goal needs to be incoming. Upamecano going for Sachaboy again. Kimmich is staying deep on the defensive aspects. Manuel Neuer going to Kimmich again. Kimmich goes for a lofted one. This time, Olise, will he change the wings? No, he passes that to Boe. Boe on the inverted backs, moving it. He is going for Harry Kane. Harry Kane not impressed with the pass which Sachaboy had. It is the speed on the right wings which Vincent Company is trying to be sticking it up against their rigid defense of Shotterback and Sevenson with the likes of Anton. It is only from their right wings which they are trying to press it high up. We need those involvements from Luis Diaz itself. Yes, it is now to Lima. Upamecano has placed that. Lima moving it. He goes for Jackson. Jackson, look at that. He is playing against Dortmund and it is not with which he is seasoned enough, but he is showing great adaptability in the team. Nicholas Jackson, the way he is playing, he is showing great adaptability to Vincent Company and Bayern. Just with a transfer this season, he is doing that marvelous. He is staying on those positions good enough to get those passes to be done. Upamecano passing that. It is to Sachaboy. Olise has a mistouch. Such a boy winning that tackle good enough, but the referee asking for a foul, that is. Number 8, Felix Mecha has been fouled and the referee is asking for that. Bastian Dankert, the referee asking for a foul, but no cards being shown. The referee on the pitch for today, Bastian Dankert, hope he doesn't make any annoying moves. That will be the thing which we'll be watching for. Bastian Dankert, the referee, gets a free kick incoming for Dortmund. 17 minutes on the watch, still goalless. Still goalless. The scoreline is still goalless. It is Dortmund taking a free kick set piece into the box of Bayern. Deflection coming in. Ademi getting a back heel. Olise is speeding it high up. Bayern are just humiliating Dortmund so far. The creativity which they are showing, they are giving everything. Kimmich trying to keep that ball, but it is off for a throw. This man, Joshua Kimmich, every time he is playing on the pitch, he gives 100% of that. Really amazed with this man, Joshua Kimmich, to be playing in. The yellow and black Dortmund are already looking nervous. A missed pass and a goal coming in early would add more space for Bayern to be doing the talking. Because Vincent Company hasn't registered a win against Dortmund in the past season. That is a throw coming in. Lama going to take that. He is taking his time. A header from Harry Kane. Pavlovic clears that. It goes for Olise. Look at that perfection of that clearance straight to Olise. Jackson has got the move. He passes back. Pavlovic. Pavlovic goes for, but a block coming in from Svensson. I mean, Ryerson is the man on the right mid pitch, and Ryerson on the right mid pitch and Svensson on the left mid pitch. That is where they are blocking it. But Bayern have to go for those far wing positions. It is a yellow card for Ryerson for getting that ugly tackle on the pitch. It is the referee Bastian Dankert who has given a yellow card. Bastian Dankert giving a yellow card for that ugly challenge which Anton made that to Konrad Laimer. It was that frustration coming in, Anton showing that on the pitch. Niko Kovac not happy with the decision of the referee on the sidelines as well. Will this game end in those big aspects to be talking, or whether this referee is going to cause some upsets? Bastian Dankert, whether this man Bastian Dankert, will he cause any sort of upsets? That is the thing to be watching for in this Der Klassiker Bundesliga derby. It is Jackson again. He is pressing it high up. Look at that, a ball win situation. Luis Diaz winning that. Jackson inside the box goes. Make a shot, make a shot. No, denied. It is Anton who denied Nicholas Jackson of taking a perfect shot onto the nets. It is Anton who denied Nicholas Jackson of a perfect shot to be taking onto the nets. It is that first yellow card which has been given to Ryerson. The heat is building up, my boy. The Der Klassiker heat is building up. It is now the corner scene coming in. Look at that positioning. Luis Diaz, Harry Kane staying so close to Gregor Kobel. Jackson is there. Upamecano is there. The headers, Jonathan Tah is there. The head ballers are there. A cross coming in. Kimmich takes that header into the nets. Harry Kane HK009. How many more goals could you expect from a number 9 perfect striker? If you are talking about a striker of this generation, apart from talking about Robert Lewandowski from Bayern, I would straight go for Harry Kane. This man, Harry Kane, has been the lethal powerhouse, and more and more he is staying on at Bayern. He is becoming the unstoppable HK009 this season. He is unstoppable. The Bayern press which was happening, it was Luis Diaz, it was Harry Kane staying so close to Gregor Kobel. Look at that. Harry Kane was being man-marked. It was Guirassy who was there. He's a tall man. Guirassy is taller than Harry Kane. He was there trying to man-mark Harry Kane. Harry Kane getting his position so good. And what a perfect header it is from Harry Kane. The whole God Almighty, I would say, has given all his powers to this man Harry Kane to get everything whatever he is wanting in this entire life. All those trophies, all those goals, everything whatever Harry Kane deserves needs to be getting. The perfect striker which Bayern has got. 1-0 is the scoreline, my boys. Can we humiliate Dortmund more? Because in our predictions, it was more goals to be incoming up to those 90 minutes. It is now still 23 minutes onto the watch. Can we get more goals and humiliate Dortmund at Alliance? Because Vincent Kompany in the previous season hasn't registered a single win against Dortmund. And Dortmund this season with Niko Kovac are building good. They have been undefeated in their past 15 fixtures. Borussia Dortmund in their past 15 fixtures have been undefeated. That is what the haul is. Can Bayern destroy this Dortmund of their past 15 unbeaten streak in their recent fixtures and gather all those 3 points to be at the top of the table again? But Harry Kane, the man, is doing the talking, and Nicholas Jackson with his adaptability is staying on those positions so good. Look at that. Nicholas Jackson, I'm really impressed the way he is showing his moves. Look at the positioning of Nicholas Jackson right now. 24 minutes on the watch. Gnabry has been replaced and it is Jackson who is doing his job because of that speed which he is having, but he is adapting to the formation. He is staying on those places. Perfect. It is now Ryerson on the right wing. Dortmund trying to make some build up, going for the far post. A header coming in. Joshua Kimmich this time. Header clearance again. Dortmund now looking to build up good. It is now to Adeyemi. Adeyemi back passes that. Nico shorter back. Look at that. It is Gross who is now making those moves. It is Nicolas Sule. Dortmund are now showing to make some moves. With the likes of Pascal Gross, Nicolas Sule and Ryerson from their right wings, Dortmund are looking to make some impressive moves. Give your votes, guys. Give your votes. Those of you who are watching, give your votes on our live poll which has been pinned. The derby weekend is on and it is the second derby which we are watching. It is the Der Klassiker Bundesliga derby between Bayern and the likes of Dortmund at the Allianz Arena. Adeyemi goes for Sule again. It is Ryerson this time. Back to Sule. Sule gets the ball changed to the direction of Anton, but Anton again going that. It is to Gross on the right wings. Look at that. Dortmund now trying to build up with their fluidity, with their formation. But will that be good enough? Because Bayern has caused that early damage and that was the need of the hour. They have really done it good. Nicolas Sule this time goes for Anton again. Shorter back. Press coming in. Olise has won that. Olise is consistently pressing it up against the likes of Nico Shorterback. That is the thing which I am looking much good on for the pitch. The first goal has come in and that is the exact timeline onto our screen as well. Look at that perfect angle of the header which Harry Kane got. Look at that. It was Gurase who was blocking. It was Nicolas Sule, two of the perfect headers, two of the tall mans. It is Gurase who is more than 190 centimeters. It is Nicolas Sule who is more than 195 centimeters. Both of them were man marking Harry Kane. But what a cross it was from Joshua Kimmich, and a perfect header coming in for Harry Kane. Marvelous, marvelous. Getting a header between these two players, Gurase and the likes of Nicolas Sule, is not an easy job. Look at that exact screenshot which has been shown on the timeline. Exact header, perfect header Harry Kane has got. But one thing I would say, Luis Diaz is not having that upbeat time, and he is looking more to be coming in. He is wanting more, but his performance is not getting the best what is needed. But he is doing his job. That is what the thing is. Manuel Neuer going for Olise this time. Olise goes in. It is on the pitch for Jackson to be doing the talking, but blocked. Dortmund with the possession. Gross going high up. It is Svensson who is targeting Lammer time and again. Gross back to Sule. Sule is taking his time, but Jackson needs to press it up against Sule. That is where he fumbles. That is where Nicolas Sule fumbles. Look at that. Luis Diaz dropping on and getting the interception. Harry Kane passing that. Luis Diaz. He is Olise free over there. Will he make a move? Will he make a move? Make a move. Luis Diaz single-handedly moving it on the box. He goes in. Will he take a shot? No. What a performance it was. Luis Diaz dropping in and providing those defensive assists. It was a touch coming in and the likes of Ta getting that to Harry Kane. Harry Kane with the first touch getting that to Luis Diaz. What a perfect counter it was. This game plan which they are playing in their terms of speed, in terms of their passes, it is looking magical. This Bayern is looking magical, my boys. This Bayern formation and gameplay is looking absolutely magical. No denying about this. Jonathan Tah going that for Boy again. Olise this time. He gets that. Boy is the man where Olise needs more assist. It is on the right backs and the left backs where Bayern needs more assist. Whether it is going to be Stanisic, whether it is going to be Alphonso Davies, but on the inverted backs is where Lammer does his job good and he is playing on the left backs. But Boe is the man. He needs to build up more strong. That is where Bayern will be having those deficiency, I would say. This season, if Bayern are going to have those deficiency, it will be definitely on those inverted backs. Nicolas Jackson going for Lammer. Lammer is playing as if the ball is glued to his legs. Goes for Diaz. Diaz goes for a curler to the far post. It was for Boe. No, denied. A rebound coming to Joshua Kimmich. Upamecano going that. Jackson. Luis Diaz. Will he take a shot? Diaz takes a shot. The ball is loose from Gregor Kobel. But it was on no man's land. That shot from Luis Diaz, it was Gregor Kobel who just couldn't keep the possession of the ball in his hand. But the ball was let loose in no man's land. Otherwise, it would have been another big goal scoring opportunity for Bayern. Joshua Kimmich this time on the mid page, finding Luis Diaz. Perfect cross to Diaz. Diaz getting that. Lammer, Jackson. Jackson is just getting that move of holding the ball onto the forwards, but I'm not seeing Jackson making those moves and getting past the defense. That is what I want to be seeing. Look at that. Gregor Kobel already looking nervous. The way he let the ball loose from the shot coming in from Diaz, Gregor Kobel let the ball loose. He is already looking nervous, my boy. Gregor Kobel is already looking nervous. It is Gregor Kobel who is already looking nervous the way he let the ball loose. It is Luis Diaz again going for Olise. Olise goes for Boy. Boy has a shot to the far post. Misses by inches, my boy. It is a miss which is coming in, and we are talking about inches and centimeters. Where this, oh my goodness, it was Sacha Boy who took that shot, but Nicholas Jackson hasn't been seen taking those shots on target. But one point to be noted, my boys, it is Vincent Company who hasn't registered a win. That is the thing is, Vincent Company hasn't registered a win up against the likes of Dortmund. That is the thing is, Vincent Company hasn't made a Vincent Company hasn't registered a win up against the likes of Dortmund in the past season. That is where he will be looking. Whereas Dortmund on an undefeated streak, still 1-0 is the scoreline. Can we have 2-0 or 3-0 in the first half? This is on the timeline. The first goal which happened. What a perfect angle that was. A free kick again for Bayern. 33 minutes on the watch. Joshua Kimmich this time going to take that. On the right mid page. Is he going for a curler? Yes, a perfect one. A header for Harry Kane again this time. But denied. But the positioning where Harry Kane is staying. Oh my god, Harry Kane has been fouled on the box. Look at that. Harry Kane has been fouled inside the box. Oh my god, it was a left footer shot from Nico Schotterbeck and the ball just hits Harry Kane on his face. Not being fouled directly, but a ball being hit on his face from the shot of Nico Schotterbeck. Perfect Harry Kane goal. 1-0 is the scoreline, and is down on the pitch with some ball hitting on his face. Nico Schotterbeck showing everything which he is having, because in the transfers, Nico Schotterbeck saga, whether that is going to be happening in the winters or the next summers, that is a big question. Schotterbeck this time going for Nicolas Sule. Sule goes for Svensson. This is Ryerson going for Gross. Gross has just let the ball loose. It is a throw now coming in. Quick throw taken from Lama. Harry Kane was late. Pavlovic recovering that good. Jackson, Harry Kane. Harry Kane takes a shot. Harry Kane is furious and out of his mind. Harry Kane with that ball hit on his face from Schotterbeck has suddenly just lost his temper, and from the edge of the box he takes a shot. My goodness, it was to the far post, but a bit of an angle, a deflection was needed for that ball to be going into the nets. A goal kick for the yellow wall. Dortmund. Gregor Kobel taking that, goes for Grasse. Upamecano defending good. Pavlovic back passes that to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich gets that to Ta. Ta is for Lama. Lama gets that. Luis Diaz changing the wings, goes for Olise. It is the cross wings which they are playing, and a transformation in the counter. Olise goes that. He gets that. Pavlovic gets a touch. It is into the nets. Olise, my goodness. Olise Dino is doing the talking. Olise Dino is doing the talking. Look at that move. Magical. Olise Dino getting that to Pavlovic. And on that rebound from Pavlovic gets a shot. Olise to the goal post. It just kisses the far post. That shot from Mikel Olise just kisses the far post. Otherwise, it would have been the second goal. It would have been the second goal. Who will be the man of the match? Let us have that Q&A on the chat. What should be the next Q&A which we should have on to our chat? So let us put this Q&A onto our chat, that who is dominating so far? Is it going to be Bayern or is it going to be Dortmund? So a new Q&A question has been pinned onto the chat, that who is dominating so far. That is the new Q&A which has been pinned onto the chat. There is also that poll which has been pinned, that who wins the Klassiker, and as well as there is that Q&A now been pinned, that who is dominating so far, Bayern or Dortmund. Give your answers to those chat as well as those polls which has been pinned. Give your answers to that, my boys. As well as there is that Q&A now been. Yes, ma'am. Bayern building it with the likes of Lama, Harry Kane. Look at the move. Harry Kane suddenly, after that ball hitting him on his face, is looking bit narrow down. Whether that was a foul, coming in, Adeyemi making his moves, was tackled from behind by Konrad Lama, but Bastian Dankert, the referee, gives a foul, a free kick for Dortmund, but no cards being shown. No cards being shown for that. 38 minutes on the watch in the first half. 38 minutes on to the watch, my boys. 1-0 is the score line so far, my boys. Only 1-0 is the score line. Lima is winning that big time. Give your votes on the poll, my boys. Give your votes. Give your votes onto the poll which has been paid. It's again Olise on the wings, moving in. Jackson is making his move. Olise finds Diaz on the far post. Diaz makes a shot. Oh my goodness, a block again. Joshua Kimmich on that rebound. Is he going to take a shot? Blocked. Perfect crosses, perfect passes, looking happening for Bayern at Alliance for this fixture. Der Klassiker is looking completely Bayern dominating this. Oh my goodness, Jonathan Tah has a ugly tackle to Adeyemi. Jonathan Tah and Adeyemi had a ugly tackle on the pitch. What is the need of that, my boy? Don't get those booking so early on. That is not the need of the hour. That is not the need of the hour. It is a corner win coming in from Nicholas Jackson. Gregor Kobel was pressed so good. Oh my goodness. That is what Jackson is doing with his speed. Gregor Kobel already looking nervous on those goalkeeping aspects. Gregor Kobel is already looking nervous with those goalkeeping aspects. There's a big firefly disturbing me continuously from watching the stream. I need to just smash it back high up. Thank God it is far off now. So a corner coming in. Nicholas Jackson this time. Will he make a goal counting in? Joshua Kimmich takes that. A header it was for Jackson. Jackson to the first post coming in so speedily, but no, couldn't get that. It is Gurase trying to get some forward passes but blocked from Sachaboy. It is the speedsters doing the talking. Joshua Kimmich, what a marvelous first touch. He has passed that to Luis Diaz. Diaz takes a turn. First touch from Luis Diaz for this fixture hasn't been that impressive. It is the physicality talking for Luis Diaz in this fixture. It is the German physicality which is talking for Luis Diaz in this fixture. But marvelous move from Joshua Kimmich on the mid pitch. What? I am watching Bayern play like this after a long time. This type of gameplay which man is doing, I'm watching this after a long time. I've been waiting to watch man playing like this for a long time, and this is one of those relief moment which I have got. And man really playing it good is definitely the talk of the town. So far, talking about the stats, look at that. Dortmund hasn't registered a single shot on target, whereas Bayern has got 10 shots and 6 on target, 60%, 69%. My goodness, 31% from Dortmund. Niko Kovac will be definitely making some changes in the second half in his gameplay to be compatible with Bayern's dominance in this fixture. Three corners Bayern has got, and all are 0-0-0-0 for Dortmund in their stats. They haven't even opened their any accounts of shots on target as well. This is the story. And this was the goal, which was the marvelous one which came in. Oh my goodness, it is already a yellow card. What is that yellow card for? Bastian Dankert again getting involved in some yellow cards. Look at that, it was a foul to Lammer. It was Anton who did that, and a yellow card for him coming in on the 44th minute. A yellow card coming in for Anton on the 44th minute. Previously, a yellow card has been shown. It was for Ryerson, but no, this time it is Anton getting a yellow card. Manuel Neuer high up on the center half takes that free kick. It is to Joshua Kimmich. Olise on the wings. Olise up against Sabitzer. Olise takes a shot. Denied. It is Gurase. It is the likes of Schotterback. It is the likes of Sevenson are man marking Olise. They don't want that creativity to be coming in from Olise on that part of the page. That is where the things are looking blocking. Look at that. Gurase, whenever he is dropping down, he is trying to protect the page from that part where Olise is rolling it high up. Dortmund winning that free kick. It is Schotterback going it high up for Adiemi. Manuel Neuer safe over there. 45 minutes are now up. 1 minute of added time for the first half. 45 minutes are now up and only 1 minute being awarded for the added time. Joshua Kimmich going it high up. Olise Shorterback is making those moves. Good. Look at that. Nico Shorterback already showing those tempered movements because he wants that thing to be happening and coming in. The whistle has been blown, and it is the Red Army which is one on the score sheet, and it is Borussia Dortmund who are zero. The yellow wall is zero on the score sheet. Two yellow cards. It is Anton who has got a yellow card, and it is the likes of Rasen, both from Dortmund, getting two yellow cards. Yellow wall getting two yellow cards, and this goal finishing from Harry Kane. Man, Dortmund are giving everything to their defense, but Joshua Kimmich taking that corner and Harry Kane getting that goal. What a perfect header. Look at this. Look at this. What a perfect header that was. It was totally marvelous, and it was a magical finishing from Harry Kane. Harry Kane has done a magical finishing. It is the first half break which is looking on. Do have a watch of this, and there is also that poll which has been pinned onto the chat that who wins the Klassiker tonight. Bayern Munich, we have got 33% votes. Borussia Dortmund, we have got 33% vote. A draw is that a 33% vote as well. So that is what the storyline has been so far. And a goal coming in, that is what the thing is. So this is the stats of the match so far. And I will be just taking a short 2 minute break and I will be back. I will be just taking a short 2 minute break and I will be back. So this is the stats of the match so far. Yes, that is what the stream is also working fine. The everything is looking fine over here, my boys. Everything is looking fine over here. Let me just have 2 minutes of break and we will be coming in for the first half analysis, and in the second half watch along we will be having that. But I need a short 2 minute break because it is already one watch along which we had today just 3 hours back, and now it is again a 2 hour, maybe more than that. We will be having the watch along. It is the Derby weekend. Derby weekend. It is the Indian IFA Shield watch along which we had prior to this. It is the Klassiker. Now we are watching in the Bundesliga Derby, and tomorrow it is the likes of Liverpool and the likes of Manchester United. The Northwest Derby we will be watching. But I need a short 2 minute break to be coming in for the second half. I need to rest my throat. I'm just out of gas. I'm just out of gas. I need a 2 minute break. Do stay tuned with guys and give your votes and chats. I will just back in 2 minutes. What a lethal performance Bayern has done in this game. What a lethal performance in the first half so far. What a lethal performance it has been from Vincent Company's Bayern. What a lethal performance, guys. I am totally speechless. I am stunned. And the way Ban have been playing in this, it is really looking that it is out of the universe. They are playing something like this. It is out of the universe. They are playing something like this. It is out of the universe. This gameplay which they are having. Look at the stats. We are back from that short break because back to back two watch alongs which we were having today. But look at that, it is 10 shots man has taken at Alliance at their home, 6 on target, 69% is the position which they are having, 31% is the position of Dortmund, and Dortmund hasn't registered a single shot. And the referee for today's game, it is the likes of Bastian Dankert who is doing his job quite decent, I would say, and he has given those two yellow cards. It is Anton who has got a yellow card into that. It is Ryerson who has got two yellow, and Black Army Wall have got two yellow cards. That is what the story is. But it is Harry Kane, that perfect header which we got. It was marvelous. It was marvelous. Let me show you one stat over here. Let me show you one stat over here. Where is that? Bayern up against the likes of Bayern up against the likes of Dortmund. Where is that fixture? I need that fixture to be coming in. Harry Kane is really in the form of his life. Let me have that fixture onto our screen. Yes, now here we have got that fixture. We will be putting that onto our screen. Where is that? Look at the pass map over here. Look at that pass map over here. Look at this pass map over here. It is for Bayern which they are having on the page. Look at this. It is number 14. It is number 11. It is number 14. Luis Diaz who is staying up over there. It is Jackson who is staying high up. But 17, Olise, look at that. They both are staying so close to the three centre backs. It is every time Luis Diaz is pressing it high up against the likes of Nicolas Sule, Jackson is pressing it high up against the likes of Anton, and number 17, it is Olise who is pressing that up high against the likes of Shorterback. Shorterback has been decent, preventing Olise for taking any lethal moves. But then also Olise has registered two shots. But look at this positioning of Harry Kane, number 9. And it is the likes of Pavlovic. They both are staying on the center mid pitch near to that circle. It is those passes which Pavlovic is playing straight in, and the passes which he is playing in mostly is to the likes of Olise, whereas Harry Kane is getting that involved with the likes of Lima. One pass he has given, but Pavlovic over here, look at that, he has passed 6. But no one is passing that to Luis Diaz from that. It is this side of the passes which Bayern is playing. It is Kimmich passing that majorly to the likes of Pavlovic. Harry Kane is passing that back, but it is that from the left part of the page where it is the likes of Jonathan Tah, where it is the Lima, where it is Harry Kane getting involved, and they are directing the gameplay towards the likes of Olise. But Luis Diaz is the man who is only getting those passes coming in from the likes of Jonathan Tah. It is Luis Diaz, who has got 4 passes from Ta, but Ta getting the involvement to Pavlovic. Look at that, it has been number 4 passes. That is the thing which is talking. Whereas Joshua came to be talking about, he is making that to Jackson, but he is not getting that involved to Luis Diaz on the pitch. Luis Diaz is the sole man who is staying close enough to Sule, but he is playing that odd man out. Jackson is that all odd man out. Most of the creativity coming in from Olise's side. Manuel Neuer getting that straight high up. But Kimmich and the likes of Sacha Boey needs to get some build up with Olise, that would be good enough. But for Dortmund, look at their positioning on the page. Look at the positioning of Dortmund on the page. It is mostly they are targeting on their number 26, Ryerson, who is staying high up. It is Pascal Gross, it is Eddie Amy, it is the likes of Nicolas Sule. It is from the right part where Dortmund are just thinking that Bayern are making those passes, but Bayern are making those long passes and they are getting Dortmund trapped over there from moving Ryerson high up. And that is where Luis Diaz is dropping down for making those defensive aspects. But on the other hand, Sabitzer, it is Guirassy, it is the likes of Felix, Mecha, none of them are seen moving high up. They are all man marking Olise. Look at the positioning of Guirassy, number 9. He is just deep down the center half. It is Sabitzer who is also blocking on that part. It is Felix Mecha also concentrating mostly on the aspects building in from the likes of Sacha Boey and the likes of Olise. Nico Schotterbeck also man marking Olise good enough. That is where the Dortmund fixture is not looking good. Nico Kovac, if he is going to be making anything for the second half, definitely he would be. But will that be the thing coming in? Will that be the thing coming in? The players are now seen coming onto the pitch. Manuel Neuer already high up on the pitch, dropping in onto his position. Is there a substitution which is looking coming in? It is a substitution I think Nico Kovac is going to be making. It is a substitution I think Nico Kovac is going to be making. Substitutions coming in for Nico Kovac now. It is a substitution now Nico Kovac is looking to be making in for his team. But adding more to that, whether this man, the referee, Bastion Odobert, is he going to be making anything good? But I would also want that Bellingham to be coming in. But is he there available for the substitutions? No. Joby Bellingham, number 7, he is there available for the substitutions. Will he be coming in? What are the options which Dortmund has got? Look at the options which they have got. They have got Jan Koto, Benzivieni, Oscan, Joby Bellingham is there, but not being given the first opportunity. Julian Brandt, Maximilian Bayer, Chukwuemeka, Silva, and Maya. It is Benzivieni now seen coming onto the page. The substitutions Niko Kovac has brought in the second half. It is Nicolas Sule, he is off the pitch, and it is Benzivieni who has come onto the pitch. That is what the thing is looking to be happening. So Bayern has dominated the first half. Whether in the second half they are going to be dominating or not is the thing which we will be looking for. Benzimani is the substitution which Niko Kovac has got. Joshua Kimmich this time. Olise. Jackson back heel. It was for Olise. What a perfect back heel from Jackson. Sabitzer this time trying to find Gurase. Upamecano passing back. Manuel Neuer with a perfect interception. Luis Diaz winning the ball. He passes that. Jackson moving it high up, but being tackled on the pitch. Jackson is down on the pitch. Look at that move from Nicholas Jackson. He was being tackled by Nico Schlotterbeck. He was down on the pitch, looking injured, but suddenly he made that move. So Nicolas Sule has been substituted and it is Benzibaini on his position playing that good. But that substitution from Nico Kovac, I just couldn't understand. It was Luis Diaz who was being pressed from Sule, and that is what he won't have been wanting that. Jackson trying to get some dribbles. Man are looking bit staggered with the it is Lima getting some sort of ugly tackle. Is up against the likes of Ryerson. Oh my god, a yellow card for Lima for that tackle coming in. A yellow card that is. Lima getting that tackle to Ryerson. It is a yellow card now. So Dortmund are looking to get some comeback equalizers. First half impressive Bayern. Can they make it impressive in the second half as well? It is a free kick now. Dortmund going to get that. It is on a dangerous spot, so close to that corner. Oh my god, it is Nicholas Jackson man marking Anton for that header. Look at the way the referee Bastian Dankert is talking to the players. This man, Bastian Dankert, is talking to Anton and Nicholas Jackson for that ugly tackles. It is a header coming in. Oh my goodness, it was a header so close, and Dortmund were close enough to get a goal from Felix Mecha. Oh my goodness, it was into the nets, but somehow just went out. No one was there to safeguard that. Felix Mecha so close in getting a goal. In the second half, early card coming in for Lama. That has been the story. 1-0 still is the scoreline. Harry Kane with the ball, passing that. Sacha Boey. Boey goes for Olise. Olise has got that. Sacha Boey couldn't convert that pass into the final third. That is where the thing is lacking. Kimmich keeps the ball inside the pitch. Olise collects it good enough. Goes for Upamecano. Harry Kane makes a move. He is on the edge of the box trying to make a move. But the yellow wall is making that good enough for not allowing Harry Kane to take a shot. Upamecano, Boe, Manuel Neuer getting that save. Oh my goodness, it is a ugly tackle coming in. Benzibaini this time getting that tackle to Olise. Look at that, it was a straight hit on his left foot and Olise down on the pitch, and Benzibaini just coming in 5 minutes into the second half gets a yellow card. So it is again a yellow card coming in. Mancipiani getting that. He needs to be careful because another yellow one will get a red and out of the pitch movement will be there. And with that free kick, Josh Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich goes for Diaz on the far wings. Anton is there to safeguard that good. Back to Pavlovic. Jonathan Tah again. Harry Kane trying to find Diaz, but no, block that is. Oh my goodness, Jonathan Tah again getting that interception good. He has passed that to Nicholas Jackson. Felix Mecha blocking him. The fight is looking happening. Oh my god, Nicholas Jackson and the likes of Nico Schotterback have a ugly tackle on the pitch. Schotterback is down on the pitch. What a perfect defending it is from Jonathan Tah up against the likes of Eddie Amy. What a perfect defending it is from Jonathan Tah coming in for Eddie Amy. Look at that move. A perfect tackle that is from Jonathan Tah. Look at that. What a perfect tackle it was from Jonathan Tah to Eddie Amy. But it is at the expense of a corner coming in. Stevenson going to take that with his left footer. A header coming in. Again, Felix Mecha was the man on the target for that header. Felix Mecha was the man on that header to be taken. So Dortmund are looking to make some progresses because Niko Kovac must have been given those inputs, and it is mostly on their right wings where they are trying to get those conversions. Will that be good enough to get the equalizer, or Bayern are going to get more goals out of this day Klassiker? Look at the stats. Dortmund has taken a single shot so far. Olise this time, moving it high up. He is dribbling it. He passes that. Pavlovic on the edge of the box, getting outnumbered by the yellow wall. Diaz again going for the far post to find Olise, but it is the yellow wall which is totally inside the box. How Bayern are going to get a shot? How are Bayern going to get a shot with that? How are Bayern going to get a shot with that? It is the men in yellow and black have just dropped down. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the yellow men are down in their own box defending. Now it is the hard job Bayern has to do. Will they keep this one goal lead and get more goals, or it is those counters which Dortmund will be looking to be making to get those equalizers? But Bayern has been really dominating. Bayern has been really dominating. No denying the fact Bayern has been dominating. Upamecano, wonderful tackle, targeting that clearance. It is the likes of Stevenson again getting ugly tackle to Olise. Ugly tackle again. Pascal Gross this time getting a tackle to Olise. My goodness. Joshua Kimmich placing that. He goes for Pavlovic. Back to Neuer. Neuer gets the clearance. He's trying to find Luis Diaz. That is what the involvement is needed. That is what the involvement is needed. We need more involvement from Luis Diaz to be talking. Luis Diaz is just making those moves high up. Harry Kane dropping on that part of Lima. Defensive aspects. Oh my goodness, look at that move. Harry Kane staying so deep down on the left backs at times, and he's giving those spaces to Jackson and Luis Diaz to get those scores coming in. Tactical moves from the likes of Vincent Company getting overpowered against Niko Kovac. And Manoya again trying to find Luis Diaz. A header, no, denied. Anton is the man. He is marking, man marking Luis Diaz good on that part of the pitch. Elise trying to win the possession. It is all the way the yellow wall are looking completely out of shape. Nothing is looking happening for Dortmund. It is a long pass coming in for Jackson. Oh my goodness. Jackson has a shoulder push to Anton. He has a fall. Gregor Kobel getting that clearance. Throw coming in. Luis Diaz takes that. Passes that to Pavlovic. This time. Back to Neuer. Neuer gets a lofted one trying to find Olise. Look at that. It is Svensson. It is Bansibiani. Both of them are man marking Olise. Two men of that yellow and black. A man marking Olise. Jackson needs to press in those. Jackson needs to press high up in those. The numbers counting on the page coming in from Bayern is looking absolutely magical. It is looking magical. Ademi this time. Passing that. It is Svensson. Back to Ademi. Felix Mecha this time goes for Svensson. Inside the box goes. Guirassy takes a shot. Pavlovic tries to take a block. But Guirassy, that shot was way off the target. That shot was way out of those targets. That wasn't a good shot being taken, but an opportunity Guirassy could have converted, we could say. That is an opportunity Guirassy could have got that converted. In the fixtures talking about both the teams, if we are saying it, Bayern in their next fixtures, look at that. If we are just watching that, look at the fixtures Bayern are having. Next on the fixture, they have Club Brugge at home. Then it is Borussia Mönchengladbach, Bundesliga round 8. It is then the DFB Pokal against the likes of XC Köln. Then it is Leverkusen, and it is in the month of November where Bayern will be facing PSG. It is the likes of Union Berlin, Freiburg, and Arsenal. These are the two away fixtures Champions League in the month of November which Bayern will be facing. It is after Leverkusen, it is PSG, it is Berlin, it is Freiburg, it is Arsenal, and then it is St. Pauli. But talking about the fixtures of Borussia Dortmund over here, look at that. It is now they are facing Bayern. After this, they have Copenhagen, away fixture. Then they have FC Köln on the Bundesliga, Frankfurt, Augsburg is there. Then in the month of November, they will face Manchester City, Hamburger, Stuttgart, Villarreal on the UCL. Villarreal and Manchester City in the month of November. And on the next, it is Copenhagen. So the next two fixtures for both the teams have been pretty decent, I would say. Not bad enough. Not bad enough. They can build up good over here from this fixture of their Klassiker. 1-0 is the scoreline. Can Bayern have more breathe of fresh space by getting a goal more? Or will Dortmund get those equalizers? Now Vincent Company bringing in Leon Goretzka. It is Nicholas Jackson who is being called off the pitch. Nicholas Jackson has made his mark and I would say he has been pretty decent. Nicholas Jackson in his starting lineup and that too in the Der Klassiker, I would say he has been decent. No denying the fact he has been decent. Nicholas Jackson has made a decent performance in this. And now it is Vincent Company bringing in the likes of Leon Goretzka onto the pitch. Leon Goretzka coming in. The substitution from Vincent Company. The first substitution of this Der Klassiker. So it is Niko Kovac who has brought in the likes of Benzibieni, and now it is in the second half, 62 minutes on the watch. Leon Goretzka replacing Nicholas Jackson. What is that? Which Ademi takes a shot. Upamecano gets that block. Ademi took that shot quite little enough, but block coming in from Upamecano. Dortmund are trying everything out to milch out that space to get a shot, but Bayern are denying it. Harry Kane this time, moving it high up. The whistle has been blown, a foul. That is the referee, the work which is doing, Bastian Odegaard, has been quite impressive. Bastian Odegaard has been quite impressive in this fixture. There is also that question which has been pinned, that who is dominating so far, Bayern or Dortmund? And there is also that poll, that who wins the Klassiker tonight, Borussia Dortmund, Bayern, or a draw. We have got 33% votes for all the polls. It is now Dortmund looking to make some aggressive moves in those build-ups, but not getting that close to the box. 64 minutes on the watch. Schlotterbeck getting that to Svensson. Back to Schlotterbeck again. It is Benzibieni, it is likes of Svensson, a man marking Olise, but Olise needs to find a space between these two players. Look at that, it is Benzibieni again pressing it high up and not giving spaces to Olise. Such a boy going to take that throw, good enough. Boy goes for Kimi. Such a boy has, oh my god, it is a big opportunity. Ademi not taking that shot, passing that to Gurase. Gurase not taking that, passing back to Ademi. Will this be a goal conversion? My goodness. Ademi was in an open space to take that shot. Oh my god, it is Jonathan Tah who got a block to that. Look at that impressive defensive tactics. Bayern playing a big game so far. Bayern playing a big and marvelous performance so far. No denying the fact. What a marvelous performance coming in from every piece, every players on the pitch doing their job. Harry Kane making that move. My goodness, Felix Mecha has got a tackle to Harry Kane. Harry Kane is making those dribbles look good. Harry Kane making those dribbles really looking good. Can you just imagine that? Harry Kane is doing it. Oh my goodness. The war is happening. The war is happening. Their Klassiker. It is just one goal separating, and the Harry Kane masterclass header is the difference between the two teams. But overall, Bayern has been really impressive. Sachaboy this time going to take that throw again. Whom is he going to give that? But upon the arrival of Goretzka, I don't know, on the defensive aspects, Bayern have been getting those chances happening. It is Goretzka this time on the mid page, getting the interception. Kimmich goes for Lima. It is again a foul to Harry Kane. This time it is Pascal Gross getting that foul to Harry Kane. The whistle has been blown, but no cards being shown. Kachaboy again, passing that. Olise looking to make some build up, but it is Benzibiani, it is the likes of Stevenson, it is the likes of Shorterback. Team men are marking him good on that part of the page. Lama finds Pavlovic. It is Harry Kane changing the wings. This time it is Olise on the edge of the box. He moves in. Will he take a shot? A shot from Olise, but rebound coming in. Olise went for that power shot instead of a curler, but looking at that pass from Harry Kane, oh my goodness, what a pass from Harry Kane to Olise. But Olise is getting outnumbered over that. Whew. Marvelous gameplay it is happening. It is one of the marvelous derby and classical matches which is looking happening on the screen. A big fixture this is looking happening. Big fixture this is looking happening. Can Bayern keep this score line up to those 90 minutes plus stoppage time? With more goals incoming because they have been dominating. But in terms of goal scoring, it is only one goal which has been the difference so far. Harry Kane again on the mid page, taking a lot of a time to turn this time. Taking a hell of a time to turn this time. Oh my god, we have got a subscriber coming in on. My mistake, guys. I could have just noted for that, but my mistake. 69 minutes. Vincent Company only with one substitution so far. Can we watch Serge Gnabry to be coming in? Harry Kane playing with a lot of strength. But look at the positioning of the players. My goodness, it has been a total dominance from Bayern. It has been a total dominance from Bayern so far. In the gameplay, look at that, 12 shots, 6 on target, but unfortunately in the second half, Bayern hasn't been able to register a shot on target. Felix Mecha this time going to the far post, trying to find Pascal Gross, denied. But in the second half, Dortmund are making those shots, not on target. 4 shots all they have got in the second half, but not a single one on target. But Bayern has got 2 shots, not a single on target. And so in the first half, it was 6 shots on target from Bayern, but in the second half, it is not a single shot. Neither Dortmund nor neither Bayern have been able to register a shot on target. Not a single shot on target in the second half so far from both the teams. It is Schotterbeck trying to find Adeyemi. Look at that. Ta is blocking that good enough. Harry Kane with his right footer trying to find Olise again, but this time Bensebaini gets that interception. Harry Kane taking a particular set of moves which he is doing to take those passes high up. Luis Diaz, Olise, both are there. It is Goretzka winning that on the mid-page, passes that to Lima. Goes for Pavlovic. But we need that ball run on the page. Harry Kane this time goes for Olise. Yes, no, it is Diaz. Diaz is moving in. He goes for Olise. Olise is there inside the box. It is a tackle inside the box from Nico Schotterbeck. It is a tackle to Olise from Nico Schotterbeck. Look at that. The referee asked for the game to continue on. The match is on, and the referee Bastian Dankert not getting any sort of video reference or any sort of cards for that. Inside the box, Nito Schotterbeck getting that tackle to Olise, and what a perfect tackle he got. Not a card, he is getting that. Olise has been really man-marked good enough by Schotterbeck. Olise has been really man-marked good enough by Nico Schotterbeck. No denying the fact. Nico Schotterbeck is doing that marvelous performance. The only thing worrying about this man, Nico Schotterbeck, is that he is getting injuries. That is where the thing is concerned. Otherwise, this man, Nico Schotterbeck, is marvelous. Look at that. It is now Jobe Bellingham. Younger Bellingham coming into Dortmund in the substitutions. Nico Kovac bringing in Maximilian Bayer and Jobe Bellingham. 2 young players coming in. Jobe Bellingham is the man coming in. This summer transfer, he has come into Dortmund. He has moved into the footsteps of his elder brother Jude Bellingham, and now he is coming in for substitution for Nico Kovac's yellow and black man. Nico Kovac talking to Adeyemi. Adeyemi not looking happy. Adeyemi not looking happy with that substitution. Was it the thing he was talking to Nico Kovac or something else? Pavlovic, man with the possession, goes for Lamert. Gimmick this time, back to Neuer. Neuer goes for Upamecano. Boe has been really impressive. No denying the fact, Sacha Boe has been really impressive. No denying the fact, Sacha Boe, to be talking about this man, has been really impressive. He is on a developing mode. Is really impressive, but I want more to be coming in from Luis Diaz. I want more to be coming in from the sides of Luis Diaz. That is where I need to do the talking. Bayern needs to do the talking from the sides of Luis Diaz. Nico Kovac having a word with the referee. What is that the thing is looking? Bastian Odobert talking with Nico Kovac on the sidelines. Maybe some frustrating movements Nico Kovac is having on the pitch, and a yellow card being awarded. It is a yellow card to Dortmund manager Nico Kovac on the sidelines. Maybe some rusty moves he has got. So Adeyemi is out and Maximilian Bayer is in, and Sabitzer is out and Bellingham is in. These are the two substitutions which have been got. Olise going that. He goes for Diaz. Diaz gets his first touch. Not good enough, my boy. The first touch coming in from Luis Diaz, not looking that impressive. Not at all impressive, which Luis Diaz is making. Look at that first touch he got. He was so far from the ball after getting that first touch. The ball was let loose. The ball was let loose. Luis Diaz getting that ball loose after that first touch. It is some sort of a substitution. Whether Lennart Karl, whether it is going to be Wisdom Mike on that left part of the pitch is the substitution required. It is a corner again. Joshua Kimmich going to take that. Oh my god, it was the far post. Corner shot being taken, but Gregor Kobel this time saving it big. Worrying things in the second half, not a single shot being taken. How is that going to be? Jobe Bellingham getting the first touch of the ball. Passes that. Anton. Shorter back. Shorter back is trying hard for Rasen to get that ball, but no. Pavlovic has a fall on the pitch. Look at that. It is Svensson who got an ugly tackle from Pavlovic, and the same, both of them had a collision. No cards being given for that tackle. It is safe. Free kick coming in. Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich is going for Diaz, but Diaz is not even being able to get the hold of the ball. Luis Diaz is looking bad in shape for today's fixture. No denying the fact, Luis Diaz is looking bad for today's game. It has been impressive from Pavlovic, Joshua Kimmich. Jackson was making his moves, but Goretzka has come in. It is the mid page where the overpopulation has been done in. It is again coming in. Luis Diaz this time. Diaz is moving it high up. Will he make a shot? No. He is waiting for the move. He goes for the far post. And that is the goal coming in. Olise has got that into the nets. Olise has got that into the nets. It was a move coming in from Luis Diaz. Diaz was not going to take a shot on target. Rather, he was waiting for Olise. He was waiting for the likes of Harry Kane. He was waiting for the likes of Pavlovic. He was waiting for Sacha Boey to make those counters. He got the ball placed just from the sidelines into the mid part of the box. It was Felix Mecha on that rebound, gets the ball quite good on his leg, but it is Olise who got a tackle into that and he gets it into the net. My goodness, 2-0 is the scoreline. What more could you have expected? It is again being checked. It is again being checked. Look at that. It was a pass coming in. Luis Diaz made that move. He went to the sidelines. Gregor Kobel had a deflection. The ball came in straight into for Felix Mecha. Felix Mecha tried to get that clearance and Olise on that clearance shot from Felix Mecha gets a sliding one and that ball hits Olise's foot and the ball is inside the net. This goal is going to stand, my boys. This goal is going to stand. It is a defensive error from Gregor Kobel and it is a defensive error coming in from Felix Mecha, but a marvelous killing attitude coming in from Mikel Olise, which has led to the second goal. 2-0 is the scoreline. 2-0 is the scoreline, and now a fresh breathe of space which Bayern can afford to have. A fresh breath of space now Bayern can have. 2-0 is the scoreline, my boys. 2-0 is the scoreline. What more could you have expected? What more could you have expected? 2-0 is the scoreline. Harry Kane getting a goal. Olise getting a goal. What more could have Bayern fans expected to be coming in? And to be talking of about Harry Kane, look at that. 32 years of age, 107 matches, 104 goals. He is doing those marvels. And in this season, if we are talking about Olise, he has been making those marvelous performances. 3 goals, 2 assists in 6 matches in the Bundesliga. 65 matches he has played all in all for Bayern, and it is 25 goals. Marvelous, marvelous, I would say, marvelous. Bayern has completely got this fixture under control. Bayern has completely got this fixture under control. Marvelous performance from Bayern, no denying the fact. Meccano getting that to Harry Kane. Now it is the time to explore those shots, my boy. But I need that from coming in from the likes of Luis Diaz. Look at that. Ratan Ta, man marking Virase. Two of the giants are colliding, and it is Jonathan Tah who is winning everything for today. 2-0 is the scoreline. Who is dominating so far? Bayern or Dortmund is that question which has been pinned on that poll. And we have got 33% votes on for the three teams. What was that attitude from Mikel Olise who got that conversion good enough? It was amazing. It was amazing. It is the perfection. It is the edge of perfection where Bayern are getting that choking moment to Dortmund. It is the perfection, edge of perfection on those scale of 10 where Bayern are choking Dortmund. Dortmund are not playing bad. Dortmund are not at all playing bad. They are really impressive. They have been making those big moves. But it is on that edge performances where Bayern are simply choking Dortmund in this Klassiker. Two more substitutions coming in for Nico Kovac. This time it is Julian Brandt. Pascal Gross is being dropped, and it is Julian Brandt coming in. Oh my goodness, it is Grasse who is being dropped from the squad. Nico Kovac on the 83rd minute on the watch. Can Vincent Company afford to make my man Lennart Carl to be coming onto the page? Can Vincent Company make my man Lennart Carl to be coming onto the page? Oh my god. Company now making the substitution. It is Sacha Boe off, and it is Tom Bischoff, my man, coming onto the page. It is Tom Bischoff who has been marvelous in the under Euro 21, now making his moves. 6 minutes left. Oh my goodness, look at that. It is Julian Brandt coming in just under 1 minute, gets that first goal. 2-1 is the score line. It is just, look at that. Dortmund got that. It was shorter back, pressing that onto the far wings. It was to Svensson getting that. Svensson with Ryerson that was. And Julian Brandt dropping in from those two center backs, getting those space coming in a substitution, gets that first goal. My goodness. 2-1 is the score line. 2-1 is the score line. My goodness, the experience of Julian Brandt has resulted in a goal for Dortmund. Can Dortmund get the equalizer? Oh, Bayern are going to get their win. Because in the past two fixtures in the Bundesliga previous season, it has been the draws which has happened. It is Rasen again going inside the box. Deflection to it. Manuel Neuer gets that. The goal has come in. Goal has come in for Dortmund. Harry Kane losing the ball on the mid pitch. It is only Luis Diaz and the likes of Olise staying on the far wings. Dortmund are now making those progresses. Harry Kane up against the likes of Ryerson. Cross again coming in. Deflection from Goretzka. Header interception. Good enough. So Bayern are dropping down on their defensive aspect. Jobe Bellingham getting the touch of the ball again, but not making those impressive moves. But Julian Brandt is the man. He is that predictable move which he makes after coming in for substitution. And every time, whenever he comes in for those substitution, he makes those moves. That is what he does, and he has got that one goal. It is that edge. It is that edge. It is that edge of perfection which has got these three goals in this Klassiker. The three goals which has happened in this fixture, all of the three were so marvelous. RAMSAY having a view of the pitch from the sidelines. And it is Brandt who has got that. Joey Bellingham passing that. Anton. Dortmund are looking to make a build-up in the mid-pitch. It is a move coming in. Tom Bischoff has been tackled. No, denied. Svensson keeping the ball. Passes that. Brandt again. Brandt is the man staying on the box of Bayern and posing a threat. But it is the sides of Luis Diaz where the performance is lacking. It is his first Der Klassiker and he is having the feel of this. Felix Mecha taking a shot from the edge of the box. No, denied. It's Silva now who has replaced Adeyemi making a move. Silva is inside the box. Interception from Kimmich. Things are heating up, my boys. Things are heating up. 2-1 is the scoreline. Will there be an equalizer? Because the past two fixtures between these two teams have been a draw coming in. Neither Vincent Company nor the likes of Niko Kovac has registered a win against each other. It was 2-2, it was 1 each in both the legs in the previous season in the Bundesliga 2024-25. But this season, this is the first leg. How are things going to be cropping up for the next 2 minutes? It is now 88 minutes 30 seconds. Ball has been passed again. Luis Diaz making his moves. He still has the possession. He is up against the likes of Nico Schotterbeck. My goodness, Luis Diaz has been just tackled bad. Nico Schotterbeck has been really impressive, my boy. Nico Schotterbeck has been really impressive. It is Silva again taking a shot. Look at that. The war is looking happening. Fabio Silva, the man from Portugal, 23 years of age. This man has been really making it good after his substitution. Prior to that, he was at Wolverhampton, Las Palmas, Rangers, PSV Eindhoven, and Anderlecht. He has been to FC Porto. He has been to many clubs in just under 23 years. And this man, Fabio Silva, is making his moves, but not a shot on target so far from this young man. Corner coming in again. Header interception. Denied. Schotterbeck takes a shot. No way near the threats and not a threat for Manuel Neuer this time. So this will be the win if Bayern are going to get that. It will be after a year, I guess. It will be after a year, I guess. The last time Bayern has registered a win against Dortmund was way back. I mean, four fixtures back. It was 4-0. That too at Dortmund playing at their home. This was the thing which happened. Look at that. Bayern at the Alliance has registered a win back in 2022-23, 2 years back. And it was at the Signal Iduna Park 1 year back. My goodness. The Der Klassiker rivalry is at its best. So will there be an equalizer coming in? Or will Dortmund get those equalizers? 90 minutes are now up. 5 minutes of stoppage time being awarded for this fixture to end. Der Klassiker being awarded 5 minutes of stoppage time. RAMSAY this time, Nico Schotterback, Anton, these are the three men for Dortmund staying deep on their defense. Again a cross coming in, Svensson this time. Joby Bellingham passing back again. RAMSAY moving in high up. Svensson has won a corner. It was Olise who got that tackle. Kim Min-jae is coming on to the rescue, my boy. It is Kim Min-jae coming on to the rescue, and Pavlovic is getting that substitution. Pavlovic has been substituted, and this Kim Min-jae coming in for those defensive reinforcements. The final substitutions from Vincent Company coming in onto those stoppage time. Now it is Kim Min-jae replacing Alexander Pavlovic. Corner coming in, Dortmund taking that. Manuel Neuer deflects that from the far post, so good enough. Manuel Neuer deflects that, so good enough. It is a run which Tom Bishop is trying to make high up. Luis Diaz, will he keep the ball? Harry Kane keeps the ball inside the pitch, goes for a long ball. Olise making that move. It is Nico Schotterback, it is Anton, it is RAMSAY. Three men are now safeguarding against Olise. As well as there is Gregor Kobel on the nets. Luis Diaz passing that. Harry Kane sliding touch. Diaz has got the ball rolling. He is moving it high up. He is getting outnumbered. Defensive aspects from Bayern looking to be happening. 3 minutes of the stoppage time are up. Out of those 5 minutes, 3 minutes of the stoppage time are up. Only 2 more minutes left for the final whistle. Niko Kovac is having that refreshing juice on the sidelines, expecting his team to get that equalizer. And Vincent Company must be praying for Bayern to be keeping the position good enough and not allowing Dortmund to get a goal. But can we get that third goal, my boy? Ball is off for a goal kick in favor of Dortmund. Gregor Kobel, is he going to take that fast enough? Kobel goes for Anton. Bellingham this time. Nico Schotterback, left footer again. Upamecano getting that header. Look at that. It is Goretzka maneuvering the ball good enough. Goes for Neuer. Neuer has a clearance good enough. Yes, it is Olise getting that. Luis Diaz, get that goal, my boy. Luis Diaz is in a bad shape for today's fixture. Luis Diaz is really in a bad shape. It was Olise who created that. So good enough for Luis Diaz, but Luis Diaz was totally in a bad shape for today's fixture. No denying the fact. I think Luis Diaz has got some sort of injuries as well on his legs. It is Kim Min-jae getting that interception good enough, getting that clearance, sliding one. Kim Min-jae loves to be on the pitch, and look at that clearance which he got. It was a good win-win situation, but Luis Diaz not taking that first time shot. 5 minutes of the stoppage time are up, and it is after 2 years. Bayern are going to register their win against Dortmund. The final whistle has been blown, and it is Mia San Mia happening after 2 years. It is Bayern who has registered a win up against the likes of Dortmund. It has happened. It has happened. It has happened. 2-1 is the scoreline, and it has happened. Marvelous. The 3 goals which were scored in this, both the goals from Bayern, 1 goal from Dortmund. The 3 goals which happened, marvelous goals. But look at this. Before sharing the goals over here, look at that. It is after 2 years. It was the previous season where 2-2, 1-1 was the scoreline, 2024-25. It was 23-24 in the reverse leg for Dortmund. They registered a win at the Alliance, and Bayern registered a win against Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park. So it was 4 fixtures back where Bayern registered a win. But at the Alliance, if you are talking about, it is 2 years back. It was way back in 22-23 where Bayern registered a win of 4-2 against Dortmund. 22-23, a draw and a win for Bayern. 23-24, both have got a win. 24-25 season, it was a draw for both the teams. My goodness, it is almost 2 years. After 2 years, almost, Bayern has registered a win against Dortmund at the Alliance Arena. But the impressive gameplay which they played early on in the first half, Bayern were really dominating. So yes, who wins the Klassiker tonight? We got 33% for Bayern, 33% for Dortmund, and 33% went for a draw. But all those of you who voted for those 33% for Bayern have really won that. So we are ending that poll over here, and we also had that Q&A that who is dominating the game so far. If we are talking about the stats of this, look at that. Bayern got 14 shots, 8 on target. In terms of position, if we are showing, it is 67% position for Bayern. Bayern have been really impressive, and it was a win which was definitely going to be coming in. But upon the substitution of Julian Brandt, the goal which came in for the likes of Dortmund, it was impressive. Julian Brandt, whenever he is seen coming on to the pitch after those substitutions, he has been making those moves. He is really predictable. Whenever he comes in for the substitution, he makes those moves between the 2 center backs. He's that slow moving man, and he is unpredictable. He gets those spaces and gets those goals. That is what he did. Marvelous performance it was. It was a marvelous performance from Bayern and Dortmund both, but Bayern getting those razor sharp edge performances, winning that big. That is what the end of the story is, and Bayern has registered the win. And if you are talking about the stats of the Bundesliga table over here, look at that. Bayern 7 matches, 7 wins, 21 points at the top of the table. Second spot, Leipzig today registering a loss, down to the second spot, 16 points. Stuttgart now with 15 points at the third spot. And Dortmund are, by losing this Der Klassiker, are on the 14th points on the fourth spot. Leverkusen are recovering with their new manager on the aspect. FC Cologne, Union Berlin, Frankfurt are the teams on the 6th, 7th, and 8th positions. That is what the story is. But the marvelous thing which happened was this moment. No denying the fact, this moment was the marvelous aspect of this game. The header which came in for Harry Kane. This moment, marvelous goal. Harry Kane is on fire. He is everywhere on the pitch. He is doing a marvelous job. That is all from my end, guys. That is all from my end, and I would like to end this stream. It is the derby weekend which we are having. It is the IFA Shield where Mohun Bagan has registered a big win against the likes of East Bengal on the penalties. They have clinched the shield. It is the Der Klassiker. Bayern has won it against the likes of Dortmund. Big performance from Bayern. And tomorrow we will be having the watch along of Liverpool up against the likes of United. The Northwest Derby, will be having a watch of that. And after that, it is Getafe and Real Madrid late on the Sundays. We'll be having the watch. So till then, bye bye, good night. And Mia, guys, Mia. What a big performance Harry Kane has made. Olise has made. Marvelous. I expected more from Luis Diaz to be coming in for this day Klassiker, but it didn't happen. It happens. It happens. One or two fixtures, three fixtures in a season, it happens when you're not in the best of his form. But this should not continue for a long time. That is what a good player is known for. Till then, bye bye. Good night, guys. Keep goaling. Mia, Bavaria, Bayern has done that.